I'm a Nigerian transsexual homeless in New York City, and this is an appeal to the world and to law firms like Razor and Razor and the Venezuelan Embassy and the United Nations and the human rights groups. Black Lives Matter, if you're going to help me, I've reached out to you in the past. I'm a Nigerian immigrant, and us homeless immigrant, we're being abused terribly under this Black American mayor, Eric Adams. I get threatened in the past. My mother was killed by daughters here in America, Bologna and Flora, who feigned mental illness for my mother to get her locked up in the mental ward while she was supposed to be getting treated for heart disease. Our daughters were born in America, and they took advantage of my mother because the fact that she was born in Nigeria, she doesn't speak American English, and while she was getting treated for heart disease, the daughters went to the hospital and asked for a disruption in the treatment and asked her to be moved into the mental ward. And while they were trying to move my mother to the mental ward, and they stopped the heart treatment for her, my mother died in Bellevue Hospital. And even my friend Eric Garner, prior to that, my mother marched for Eric Garner because Eric Garner was trying to help us. The police, invaded our home on Staten Island and threw us out on the street, said our basement apartment doesn't meet the building code. Even though the United States Supreme Court said, the police can't just throw you out of your apartment without a notice. Even because there was no fire, there was no flood. We lived in that basement apartment for many years. It was just because the landlord didn't get a what's it called? A certificate of occupancy. And it was just like a administrative issue, and they kicked that door open, threw us out. They sexually harassed me, and Eric Garner said was going to help me and my mother, and I was recording Eric Garner as he was telling me that, within weeks the police went and choked him dead. They all were much for Eric Garner, and they didn't let me testify in court. I had the recording, the exact same spot, Base Street and Victor Boulevard, where I last spoke with Eric Garner, and he told me was going to help me. We're standing close to a Spanish restaurant. That's where the police went and choked them, and they didn't let me testify in court. They said this mayor, Eric Adams, is friends with the Eric Garner family. So they said that the last mayor, must have messed up and, quickly gave the Eric Garner family money, and the case, they didn't let me testify in court, and the police officer that killed Eric Garner beat the case. The grand jury dismissed the case, I guess due to the insufficient evidence. Even though the whole world marched and the whole world was fooled, and they thought like there was no evidence for real. Whereas the prosecutor on Staten Island, there was allegation, didn't let people like me testify, and there was other witnesses that didn't let testify. So they like, it was like there was a corrupt way of dismissing the case, whether intentionally or unintentionally. But they said this Eric Adams was friends with Eric Garner family. So, so I've been trying to state this fact that Eric Garner was wrongfully killed. They didn't let me testify in court, and this mayor has been trying to shut me up, which is weird. If he's friends with Eric Garner family, why is he not trying to help me get justice for Eric Garner? So I reached out to this mayor, and he refused to help me, even though a court order was issued, since the 1990s, that anybody removed from a basement apartment in New York City by the police, this New York City has to provide us with hotel rooms. And me and my mother applied for the hotel room. They wouldn't give us the permanent hotel room. So I've been out on the street for 14 years, homeless, for 14 years since they removed me from my home, on and off. I've never had a real permanent place to stay. And Eric Garner was going to help me before the police killed him. And my mother's daughters went and killed my mother, some months after Eric Garner was killed. So it's been all kinds of tragedy upon tragedy. And then I've been expressed like mockery from Mr. Eric Garner after he was saying is the new Esther. My mother's name is Esther, and he's also said all the homeless on the street have to be removed by the police, put in psych ward. And there has been a lot of police killing a lot of blacks and a lot of people when they're trying to move them to psych ward. My mother was killed in psych ward. So it's been introducing policies that would that could get me killed. And they said because Eric Garner was killed under Bloomberg, and he said it's also this Eric Adams is friends with Bloomberg. So like, how could you be friends with? And Bloomberg introduced the stop and frisk that enabled the police to go stop Eric Garner. Because usually if somebody sells a cigarette, it's supposed to be a summons, but under Bloomberg administration, every little misdemeanor it's treated like a crime. So they were arresting Eric Garner, and Eric Garner was trying to tell them that he shouldn't be arrested, and if Eric Garner felt like it was being set up. So so like as an African, and some Black Americans hate Africans, so a lot of the Black American organizations not helping me. And now during the COVID, somebody was hiring Black American thugs to come and beat me and other people up in the subway, and it wouldn't stop. The beating wouldn't stop. Even a Black American basketball player, Damon Lillard, there was the time I was beat up by some Black American female. I was talking on the phone near the basketball stadium on Atlantic Avenue. It's called the Brooklyn Barclays Stadium. So this was like around 2021. Eric Adams had just won the election. Anyway, Eric Adams was saying he couldn't wait to go and become the mayor by January. He was supposed to wait till January, but he won the election like December 2021. So, I was talking on the phone, and all of a sudden, some Black American females started kicking me, beating me up, and I ran across the street. They chased me across the street. It was a multi-lane road. The cars almost hit me, and then they were like high school kids. So I ran into a store, and the white guy was a white American guy, helped me call 911. And these females were holding a pipe. They were going to hit me with a pipe. Lynch me to death. So the white guy, he owns a store. He helped me call 911. And when the police came, the police said they're not going to issue a police report. The white guy said he needs a police report because they damaged his store also. So the police was winking at him and don't want to issue a police report. I told him, you have to issue a police report. He said, you shut up. And I told him I need a police report also. So they told me to leave the scene of the crime scene, and they told the Black American females to also leave. So and this Damon Lillard started saying Thunderlegs. Was congratulating somebody online after that, saying congratulations Thunderleg. Because I used to hide under a Thunder VPN. Because back then, when I go online, I was following this Damon Lillard's account online on Twitter and I believe on Instagram. So I was hiding under a Thunder VPN because my phone was getting somebody was tapping into my phone, breaking into my phone and stealing my videos like this. They would steal it. So I read online that you have to use the VPN, otherwise hackers could hack into your phone if you're using public Wi-Fi. So I was using a Thunder VPN, and this Damon Lillard said something suspicious, coined a term. While I was following his account, he was congratulating a female basketball player and saying, congratulations, Thunderleg. My mother, before she was kissing her daughter, Bolanle, she likes to kick people. She learned how to kick people in school. She learned like Taekwondo, I think, in a school here in America. So he said, my daughter's very good with kicking people. So somebody hired a bunch of Black American females to be kicking me as an African transsexual in Brooklyn, 2021, as soon as Eric Adams won the mayorship. So and then I was stuck in the subway from 2020, while the COVID was going on, and somebody was bringing gangs of Black American kids to attack me and all the homeless. They even, as they were about to beat me up, a Black American guy tried to defend me, and they beat him up so bad he went into coma. And the police refused to document the incident, but they called 911 to take him by the Standard Ferry to take him to the hospital. So during 2020, there was a Black American the police called an ambulance during COVID to take a Black American male to the hospital from the ferry. Yeah, he was defending me. So I'm being hit with terror, and this Eric Adams wouldn't put me in a hotel room. He's putting his fellow Black Americans that were vacated like me into a hotel room. There was a fire last year, and there was Black Americans in the Bronx that had a fire, and this Eric Adams went to the building and put them in a hotel room, gave them money, and he complied with the court order. Since 1990, they said anybody vacated has to put in a hotel room. And I've been contacting this Eric Adams through social media. He will leave his social media handle. I'll contact him. He left his phone number. He will go on Black radio stations like WBLS on Sunday. He has his own show on there every mid-month from 10:30 a.m. to like 11 a.m. And the Black Americans, when they call, he will take their calls. He's going to help them, and he will give his phone number out if anybody else needs his help. Says he's willing to help people, and I would text him and stuff, and he wouldn't put me in a hotel room. I said I'm vacated, and so he's aware of the policy that anyone vacated has to put in a hotel room. So he's leaving me out on the street, whereby someone that was trying to defend me was beaten to coma during the COVID, and some Black Americans have been punching me. Even when I try to use the city parks bathroom in Brooklyn, the Black Americans workers will let me use the bathroom. They go and lock the door as I'm coming to use the bathroom. And they treat me like an animal, like they're revenging for slavery. And since this Eric became mayor, I've been getting attacked in bathrooms like the Washington Market Park, on Chambers and Greenwich. They'll call police on me when I'm trying to use the bathroom, and the Black American police that will respond will tell me we're going to lock you up in psych ward. There was a 10-day they water hosed me as I was using the bathroom. They were spraying me with water. The Black American janitors, they always treat me bad. So I called 911 and they sent the Black American police, and I told them, why did you take so long to arrive? And the Black American person told me, "Well, I'm going to lock you up in psych ward. You look like you're crazy." I said, don't insult me. And she was trying to fight me, the Black American police. She was with other, so they was sending me out to get beat up because during slavery, Black Americans used to get beat up to death, so they're trying to lynch me, even though my friend Arizona was trying to fight and protect me. They paid the Arizona family and freed the Arizona killer. So it's like, this city is a mess. The world was marching for Arizona, and they wouldn't help me. I guess they just don't want to help me. Because, if it's shown the police killed Arizona, while he was trying to help me get justice, they feel that would help me. Because also the immigration arrested me wrongfully when I had a green card. My mother brought me to America. I had a green card stamp in my passport. I was a child. I was under 21. And under American law, anyone under 21 is considered a child. So the immigration arrested me. It took me 8 years to get out of the immigration problem. So the immigration owes me money for arresting me wrongfully. Then the police took my home wrongfully, and I've been on the street on and off, and I can't find a permanent home for 14 years now. So the NYPD owes me money, and also the Bellevue Hospital. My mother's daughters, Belani and Flora, told the hospital to stop treating my mother for her heart disease and lock her up in a psych ward. And when the hospital obliged wrongfully, even though my mother passed the mental health test, but my mother spoke with the Nigerian English. Our daughters were born in America, so I guess they spoke American English. So the hospital was willing to oblige to anything, including torture my mother. So Dr. Mohammed in Bellevue Hospital, my mother was a Christian, and she told them she wanted to also travel to Israel to continue the medical treatment in Israel and pray to God. And the daughter said they should lock her up in the psych ward instead. And they said, what about trying to forcefully put my mother in the psych ward, even though my mother wasn't crazy and she passed the mental health test. My mother was killed during the forceful transfer. So this city refused to help me, and they said now there's an upsurge in violence, Black Americans attacking people. They said a Venezuelan, a Venezuelan homeless immigrant who has been taunted by a black worker. It might be a Black American, it might be a Black Arabian worker, but it seems like this guy was born in the U.S. and he works for the City Parks Department. And he said he shoot a Venezuelan to death after threatening the Venezuelan with a gun. And days later, he brought this black guy brought the gun, and shoot the Venezuelan who was homeless and sleeping. I guess he was staying in the park. So I always get threatened by Black Americans like this. Washington Market Park. Even when I try to use the Staten Island Ferry, the police would delay me. The security guard would delay me from using the bathroom. They tell me to wait. They want to do a police inspection of the bathroom before I use the bathroom. I'm like, every time I need to use the bathroom, especially late at night. So they would delay me, and which would cause my colon to rupture. It's a form of waterboarding because the human body has internal plumbing, and when pressure is applied and you restrict the flow of movement, people have been experiencing colon rupture. If they can't use the bathroom immediately, they feel the urge to use the bathroom if they're obstructed. Or in Guantanamo Bay, they waterboard people by putting something to cover their eyes. Foreigners, they'll cover the eyes of the foreign prisoners and simulate them being drowned in a river. They will put them in a river somewhere, and they will obstruct their breathing, and some of this prisoner would have like a heart attack, I believe. They were obstructing their breathing, so they're trying to get me to have a colon rupture or bladder rupture. Anytime I try to use the bathroom, I stand up Ferrari, they would the police and the security guards say they want to do a police inspection of the bathroom. I said, you gotta wait, go wait outside. And the lady, I'm like, I'm about to use the bathroom, it's an emergency. So they're terrorizing me, and they're standing on a ferry, and the Black American gangs are following through, and the Black American basketball player Damon Lillard was making fun, saying thunder like it's a phrase, a coin. That's not English. Calling somebody a thunder like it was congratulating a female basketball player, you know. And my mother said her daughter Bolandi was looking for somebody to marry her. So I don't know, because I'm worth a lot of money, and if in case I'm killed, the money will go to any family member living. Because my mother is dead, my father is also dead. So please, I don't want any family member to inherit my money in case I'm killed, or I want international human rights organization to take over my case in case I'm killed. And also, I wish the Venezuelan embassy would further investigate the killing of this homeless migrant who said was being harassed in the parks. Because this I regard them, it gave all these parks extra money. This Staten Island ferry, it increased their paycheck. I've been noticing wherever it increased the paycheck, whatever agency it gives more money to, they've been mistreating me, like the parks and the ferry, Staten Island ferry. And they said that the FBI, the federal police are investigating him for collecting bribery from Turkey and China, and so I'm being abused. Some Black Americans don't like Africans because they believe Africans sold their ancestors in slavery, and I believe some of them are motivated by jealousy because here I am, an African, and my friend in Uganda was trying to help me. He got killed by the police. Another Black American was trying to help me on the train near the one train Staten Island ferry. Yeah, we were on the one train during the COVID. Everybody that abandoned the train, and the MTA workers were saying that they feel the homeless people like me, the homeless people in general were infecting their workers with COVID. So they wanted de Blasio, the mayor, then to remove all the homeless, and de Blasio would not oblige. So they were hiring thugs to be beating us up, punching us, little kids, so they won't get a long prison sentence. And the Black American guys stood in the way, and they were hitting and punching them. So there have been some Black Americans that tried to help me, and they've died or put in coma. So this is terror in this city, but a lot of them don't help me, like the Black Lives Matter. Those that are in the know, that know that I'm African, they don't really want to help me. But this Black American, I guess maybe couldn't tell I was African or not. He saw the kids about to beat me up. They were making fun of me. They were like, "Are you a female? Are you a male?" And they were holding their hand in a fist. So they surrounded me. I said, "Please leave me alone." I was crying. I said, "Please leave me alone." Are you a female? Are you a male? They were holding their hands in the fist. And the guy stood up, saying, told them to back off. And they turned to him, started knocking and punching him, and put him in coma. And I was screaming, yelling, and I called the police to take him to the hospital. So they hit her in 2020. They're using terror in this city. And this Eric Adam, they said he used to use gang assault to beat up. They said they arrested him when he was a child also. He beat up a female. Him and his gang, they beat up a female. So that the female hold their money or something. So a female prostitute, So I've been terrorized. And it says him and the governor said they want the homeless on the street to be removed by the police and put in psych ward, where drugs like ketamine can be used to kill, because that drug ketamine is a psychiatric medication and it causes a heart attack. A Canadian actor that was living in the U.S., Matthew Perry, they said somebody gave him that ketamine and he's now dead of a heart attack. A Black American called Elijah McClain, in 2019, they said the police gave him that drug ketamine because somebody called the police on them to falsely report him as crazy. They said they do that to blacks in this country. Somebody can do it. Like my mother's daughter falsely reported my mother as crazy. They said they do that to blacks a lot. And this guy wasn't crazy. It sounded like he might be gay. And Elijah McClain in Denver, Colorado, they said he was wearing a jacket on a hot day in November 2019. So it's a neighbor called 911, somebody on the street said this guy is wearing a jacket on a hot day in November, even though it's a winter day, but it was sunny. So the police, because of that, decided to arrest them and told him he wasn't going to know. It told the police he wasn't going to do psych work. So the police choked them and injected them with Kitterman. And they said, so the case, the prosecutor in Denver refused to prosecute the case. But I, in New York, when I heard about the case for many, many years, I was talking about it on the train, telling people to keep calling Denver, Colorado Mayor Michael Johnston. And so finally, he decided to allow the prosecutor to try the case last year, and they were able to convict the police officer for manslaughter, and the paramedic that injected the Black American Elijah McClain with the ketamine. They tried that paramedic convicted that paramedic with misuse of a medical device. So this Venezuelan being killed needs to be investigated. Also I filed for taxes, and I put my phone number in the tax paper, and as 516 somebody, hacked into my account and changed my phone number to 262. This is not my phone number. Somebody just changed it. It used to be a 516 number. So, so I'm being hacked, and it's a basketball player, Damon Lillard, that was making fun, that coined the phrase, say Thunder Lake, after I was beat up by some Black American females, teenagers from high school. They were kicking me, and the guy was recording it. In 2021, after Eric Adams became mayor, so the number just changed again to 918. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. This is creepy. So I don't know. Maybe it's the phone company that has a problem, because my phone number is 516. Why is my number changing as I'm talking? So my phone used to get hacked a lot. So I decided to go to Google Play Store and download Thunder VPN. Hoping to stop my phone for my videos from being hacked. And then after I got kicked by some Black American females in Brooklyn, as soon as Eric Adams won the election, they all wanted to kill me that day, around December 2021. And even this Eric Adams said he can't wait for January to come so he could become the mayor. It was trying to remove that mayor, de Blasio, even though the term wasn't complete until January. De Blasio would leave on 2022. And this Eric Adams was like, imposing himself as the new mayor, even though the de Blasio term wasn't completed yet. Eric Adams I just won the election. So this is also I was being joined by some Black American females the December 2021, and I ran across the street. They chased me across the street. They were kicking me, and the guy was recording. And the white guy took me to he hit me in the store. That runs the store in that area near the basketball stadium, and called 911. I called 912, and the police wouldn't give him a police report. His store was damaged also, and I asked for a police report. The police told me no, told us with no police report. So the police have been helping cover up the abuse I'm suffering, and now a Venezuelan has been killed. They said the black worker, seems like he was born in the U.S. The black worker. Said he was threatening this park worker, was threatening this Venezuelan for many days with a gun. And none of the other park workers reported him to the police, which could have saved this Venezuelan life. So there need to be upgrade of the charges. Some of the co-workers that may have been witness need to be charged with deliberate indifference to life. And so the Brooklyn prosecutor is also Spanish. As an African, nobody helps me. I was choked in Brooklyn also. I'm not accusing the Brooklyn prosecutor of being racist or whatever. I was choked in Brooklyn also. I have the video on my YouTube. I was choked in Brooklyn in 2019. July 2019, I was put in the psych ward wrongfully. And, the people recorded it. I've been posting the video online. And they refuse to charge those police officers with terrorism, because choking somebody, preventing them from breathing, is terrorism, which is life in sentence. So, I have the video somewhere in here, of me being choked, and people can watch it later on my YouTube, of me being choked. This was in 2019. So I'm getting attacked everywhere. These are videos of me being attacked by Black Americans, and and also, I get threatened with all kinds of violence. So I'm trying to find the video of me being choked in 2019 by the police department. And if I'm able to locate it, find. If not, people can go search for it in my YouTube profile. You know, people can go search for it in my YouTube profile. You know, so I've experienced so much terror, and there's so much cover up going on. My mother's been killed. My friend Eric Garner has been killed, and so this city is not safe to host the World Cup. You know, because the foreign lives will be in danger. The Venezuelan just got killed, and and this Eric Adam is so corrupt. And I recently, August 28, 2024, I got threatened with a knife. A guy said, if you keep talking about, prosecution, we're going to punch your face, you know, and so I think it's the video of me being choked by the police. I believe this may be the big video of me being choked by the police in 2019. No, it's not. But I have the video somewhere. So yeah, this is it. This is all the police, all of them kneeling on me on Bay Ridge and 4th Avenue in Brooklyn. Yeah, that's me crying for help. I wonder what. That's me struggling.
What the fuck? Why you attacking me? Why you attacking my girlfriend? Why you attacking my girlfriend? They want to steal my property. They want to steal my property.
Put their nail on my neck. That's their nail on my neck. And they're having Black Americans, punch people to coma. So my life is not safe. I regard them as treating us Africans like animal. It's still told the shelter to kick out Africans. Say Black Americans can stay in the shelter forever, but Africans can only stay there for 30 days. Even though New York allows you, irrespective if you're African or not, to stay in the shelter for a long time. My friend Arugana was shocked also, and they don't help me with their police, and I'm being threatened. The Nigerian embassy refused to help me. I spent 7 days in the hospital after that choke that called the Nigerian embassy to refuse to help me. So I want international human rights activists to help me. There's a basketball player, Black American basketball player, also making fun. Damon Lillard, after I got kicked by some Black Americans unwarrantedly, it was congratulating somebody as Thunder Lake. That's a phrase he coined, Thunder Lake. And my mother's daughter Bolani like to kick people. So my mother's daughter Bolani was looking for somebody to marry her. So I don't know if this is an attempt to kill me, all the violence I'm experiencing, because I don't have a child, I don't have anybody. My father is dead, my mother is dead. So if I should get killed, only my mother's daughters may be able to inherit the money, which I don't approve of. And maybe this is why somebody has been organizing this violence, and this Eric Adams is also creating an enabling environment for the violence to continue against me, saying the homeless should be removed from the psych ward, and they treat me like an animal. I'm gonna post the entire length of this video as my second video. You can watch it. Somebody threatened me with a knife, like a shank, and also say, if you keep talking about prosecution, we're going to knock your face out of your head. I've been getting punched by Black Americans. As I was sitting here around 2:30 a.m., I was afraid to go use the bathroom because they always, as a homeless foreigner, to the police, and the police when I choke everything. Yes, I'm trying to show you the knife. Look at the somebody gonna shoot her in the face. I thought you can do that, which I do to me. I'm going to try to rewind it to show you the knife-looking object. Which this brothers didn't hear. Okay. I'm being ever since 24. So hard to locate it. As I was sitting here around 2:30. Yeah, that's the knife-looking object. Earlier, this was August 28, 2024. This was around 1 p.m. But earlier at 2 a.m., 2:30 a.m., a Black American guy was walking by me. As if you keep talking about prosecution, we're going to knock your face out of your head. It says I regard me to be part of a gang. It says under investigation by FBI for collecting money from China and for collecting money from Turkey. And I used to get attacked in front of a Turkish embassy in Brooklyn, a Turkish restaurant in Brooklyn. I was wondering, who's sending people to attack me like this? And this Eric Adam has been making funny comment like you, because I used to use the bathroom after they killed Eric Garner. I had the case was still going on against the police that I filed. That Eric Garner was trying to help me, but the police went and killed him. So I used to go to Brooklyn to use the bathroom in front of Eric Adams' office, Court Street, near the Brooklyn Federal Court, where I had my case against the police. So anytime I go to use the bathroom there, the police will come and throw me out of the bathroom. So I'll go across the street in front of Eric Adams' office. It was the Brooklyn borough president. So I'll say, New York needs to stop practicing xenophobia. I say, in Iowa, they're giving undocumented immigrant driver's licenses. I say, and also in Ohio, when Nigerian became the mayor there, I say New York needs to stop practicing xenophobia. So I was hoping this Eric Adam would help me because I heard he's also into civil rights for Black Americans, and then he went and issued a report to the press that you go back to Iowa, you go back to Ohio, New York is for real New Yorkers only, you know. So I guess as an African, and he became mayor, has been creating policies, leaving us Africans on the street, homeless Africans on the street. So, and they refuse to put me in any shelter at all. I tried to apply for the Dog Go shelter in Manhattan. They tried me and say, you can't come into this shelter, you look crazy. So I'm like, and they're dehumanizing me. It's like, so they're using that crazy word, to humiliate me. And my mother used to say, be very careful, say in this country, you crazy people don't have rights. So when they start calling you crazy, somebody may be trying to kill you. Even Michael Jackson's father said it. He said when they were calling his son Wacko Jacko, he said was afraid for Michael Jackson's life. My Michael Jackson's father came on WBLS radio station. My mother used to say that before him, but he also said it. Say in 2019, he said, when they were calling his son Wacko Jacko, they were going to kill him. Say in America, when they start calling a black person crazy, they're planning to kill that person. And this Eric Adam has been saying they should be treating homeless on the street crazy and refuse to put me in hotel room. So it's like, I'm being set up, and the governor's also joining with them that she wants the homeless on the street put in the psych ward. Where they have drugs like ketamine. Like a Canadian actor that lives in the U.S., Matthew Perry, it was the star of the French comedy show. They say somebody injects him with that ketamine is not dead. So as an African, I've experienced so much violence, and there was this guy, Daniel Penny. There was somebody they said a black American homeless was threatening people on the subway, and this Daniel Penny was, he said he was trying to help the people and unfortunately choked the black American dead. So I don't know if the lawyer for Daniel Penny, Razor, if they can assist me, because a black American also tried to help me in the subway. He got punched into coma in 2020 when the COVID started, because I believe the MTA workers, some of them, hired gangs, or whoever hired the gangs, to be attacking him in the subway, because I used to file reports against the MTA workers that they leave the bathroom dirty and stuff, and they were sending little kids to jump me, and there's a black American basketball player possibly mocking my situation as an African on the street for like 14 years. Even though the Brooklyn court says anytime somebody's removed from a basement apartment, the city of New York has to provide the person a hotel room. And they refuse to provide me and my mother a permanent hotel room, for 14 years. Now my mother's now dead, killed by daughters, Bologna, Florida. So I want the Venezuelan embassy to investigate the killing of their citizen in the park. I've been expressing violence as a foreigner in the park. They don't let me use the park in Brooklyn also, the bathroom. And so Eric Adam must increase the budget for the parks department. And a lot of these black Americans attack me in the park, in Manhattan Park, like Pier 25, like another one called Washington Market Park, and they're leaving a shank object near me, so I'm going to be killed soon. There's like a knife, slippery knife, and they punch me all the time. And when I call the police will tell me, who's punching you? We don't see nobody. Do you want to go to psych ward? They say it's an American abuse system. When they try to make you look like you're crazy, if they don't like you, they make, it's called gaslighting. That you can, because the law allows them to kill you. I was punched on July 3rd around 10 p.m. near downtown Brooklyn, and the people that punched me, they sent a bunch of kids to punch me. And those kids ran across the street, and the police cameras saw them. They were even just walking away. And I was pointing at them. I was calling 911. and the police refused to help me. And I believe that some of the cameras in that area would have seen those kids punching me. you know, and the police refused to help me. And I was also attacked by some kids. A white female from Europe saw it, and she helped me talk with the police. And the police wouldn't take a report, told the kids to go away, and told me to go away also. So please take this serious, world. Venezuelan embassy, please take this serious. Your citizen was killed. The Nigerian embassy refused to help me. My mother was killed also. The Nigerian embassy refused to help me. My mother was killed by a dress baloney and Florida, who fed mental illness on her. You know, this is a Venezuelan killed. So please take this serious. And FIFA, don't bring the World Cup here. There was a foreigner, homeless African who also sleeping outside. They told me they stole his green card and passport. When my mother killed my mother's daughter, Bolani and Floyd, killed my mother also. They stole my mother was holding my green card for me. They stole it and my passport. So for 40 since they killed my mother since 2015, I don't have any immigration document, which is a hostage taken under American law. When you take somebody's immigration document, it's a hostage taken because it's a kidnap. I can't travel. I used to work as a home method. I can't work. So I've been on the street, and this other guy refused to help me. I've been contacting him on social media. He's been helping Black Americans in my situation. Those that vacated, removed from basement apartments. I also had a fire. I went and rented another place after that. In Stein, I had a fire. So I required him help with some Black Americans that had a fire last year. Put them in the hotel and give them money. Even Eric Adams' son said one of the new hotels Eric Adams created, the son went and stayed in the hotel and spent $60,000 of taxpayers' money. And why would his son do that? He said his son wasn't homeless. As there's a pen of 20 from this Eric Adams and possibly from his son Jordan. Because I needed a hotel to stay, and this Eric Adams wouldn't help me. I'll contact him. And they said his son left the house and went and stayed in a Brooklyn hotel shelter. It's one of the luxurious shelter hotel. He said he reserved that hotel for people living in prison. Because before, when you leave the New York State prison, there's a lot of Black Americans that get put in prison in New York. But before, when they leave the prison, they have to sleep on the street. So he rented a luxurious hotel, for the prisoners. It's mainly a lot of Black Americans get put in prison. So he rented a luxurious hotel on taxpayers' money and said his son left the house in Brooklyn and went and stayed in the hotel for prisoners. Spent $60,000. And this Eric Adams didn't want to discuss it when the press told him. So I don't know if that was to taunt me also as an African sleeping on the street, and and they're sending the police to try to harm me, saying that even the governor has joined in that she wants all the homeless on the street to be put in psych ward. And they don't even let me stay on the subway anymore. The police will surround me in the subway and say, get off the subway now. Because they issued a new rule that at the last stop, all night long, you have to get off of the train. Even though I have an unlimited metro card. So they changed all the rules on me. So they deny me sleep. I've been threatened with a knife-like object. And I started off trying when I try to use the bathroom. They bring their police to stop me from using the bathroom regularly. So please, international community, investigate this. The Yellow was killed here in New York also. It's not related to me. He was killed in 1999, but they couldn't get justice for him either. The police got away with it. They shot him with 42 bullets, allegedly, and the police got away with it. He was just trying to show the police's ID. My green card has also been stolen. Because the immigration mistakenly issued me 2 green cards. In 2008 when my immigration case was over. My mother kept one for me. I kept one for myself. When my mother's daughter killed her, they stole that green card and passport. The one I had on me when the police arrested me, choked me in 2019, they stole that green card from me also. So I'm just being attacked by Americans. My mother's daughter was born in America. The police also, the Americans. So these are the 3 foreigners. I'm being taunted and everything. So now there's a basketball player, Damon Lillard, laughing, saying, thunder leg, after I got killed by some Black American females. So they've been sending Black American gangs. They said now the criminals are using young Black American kids to be beating up people. They said Staten Island, a white guy also got beat up by young Black American kids. Because those kids, if they commit a crime while they're kids, they give them a slap on the wrist. So this has to be investigated by the international community. So FIFA, don't bring the World Cup here in 2026. New York's supposed to host the World Cup. It's not safe. It's not safe. They're hacking into phones, stealing phones from foreigners. 2 people that try to help me Eric Garner killed another black American that tried to help me on the subway. They beat him into coma. I think he finally got up. But it's just too much torture, and none of those black Americans got arrested. We're just trying to help me as I was being taunted. It may not even be aware I'm African, because you just saw the kids around him and say, "Are you a man? Are you a woman?" With their fist up, they were trying to start punching me, and they got up to help me, and they beat him to coma. you know, this is horror from slavery of Africans for 500 years in America, and all your African embassies, you don't respond to me. This shame, shame, shame. All you Africans that would keep quiet, why your fellow Africans get tortured in America. So in case anything happens to me, only international human rights organization should help me take over my case. I don't want my body part to be used to make children. I don't have any kids. I don't have any agreement with anybody to make kids. And also, I don't. I want autopsies to be done on my body by international medical examiner. I don't trust the New York City medical examiner, because when my mother's daughter killed her, my mother said that Doris may have been poisoning her also, because she was always having heart problem when she went to stay with the Bolale. So after that Bolale gives her food, her heart will start acting funny, start beating fast. And when she leaves that Bolale's house, come back to New York, then she'll get better. So they say there's a kind of poison called car antifreeze that they put that in your system. No blood test will show that poison in your system until you die, and they do an autopsy of your brain, because your body with your liver with metamorphosis. I'm not a science. I'm not a science degree holder, so I'm just my laywoman's version. I'm a transsexual. Is that So they said that Bola's told said no. She didn't want autopsy to be done on my mother, and snatched my mother's corpse and went and hid it from me in New Jersey somewhere. Which is a crime. You can't snatch, somebody's corpse without my permission. Under New York law, every child has to agree before they can release the corpse. And they said this Bolani must have forged, and a consent paper, and went and without my consent, and snatched my mother's body out of the office of the medical examiner and go hid her, buried her in Jersey somewhere while I was in New York. So I wasn't part of my mother's funeral. I called the funeral home in New Jersey. I told them, please, can you let me see my mother? They told me I have to give them a lot of money, like $1,000 to see my mother. I told them I'm homeless on this visit, so you can't see your mother. It's called the child's funeral home. So I believe my mother's daughter must have given them that instruction. So I'm just being abused by people with American citizenship. It's like they want to terrorize me because I'm worth a lot of money, and they believe I would die of trauma and they will inherit the money. But no, the devil is a liar. So you, Eric Adam, and all the Black American gang, I'm going to keep fighting on. I'm not crazy. So international community, please fight for me, because nobody out of jealousy should be killing foreigners. This guy didn't deserve to die. The Venezuelan. My mother didn't deserve to die. Eric Garner trying to help me deserve to die. The Black American that was trying to help me on the train, he possibly didn't know I was African. I'm not accusing him of being racist. He was trying to help me, and the kids punched him into coma. He wouldn't breathe. He wouldn't get up. I was screaming and screaming. I had to call the police to help him. And the police didn't care. They said no police report. No police report. So this is a terror zone. The Fed, the FBI is helping crimes against immigrants to be covered. So FIFA don't bring foreigners here. Our phone has been hacked. They steal my phones. They steal my videos. FIFA don't bring the work up here. The Guantanamo Bay torture has now been extended to the whole of New York City. The lawyers wouldn't help me either. But this Razor, there was a white guy, and Daniel Penny. I'm a victim of being attacked in the subway. Also, a Black American that tried to help me was beaten to death by the Black American gang. So if this law firm wants to help me, Razor, I just need you to sign an agreement. That that you wouldn't hold me liable for to waive any any damages for my testimony, on behalf of your clients, to waive any damages, because the police has been covering up a lot of this incident, so I may not be able to prove them. But a black American, I was attacked on the subway also, and a black American that tried to stand up for me was punched, and he went just like comatose. He wouldn't get up. He stopped breathing. And the police had no police report. I believe they called an ambulance. They told me to go away. That they got this. I said, please let me stay. They told me to go away. So I don't know what it did to that black American. I don't know if they documented the incident or not. So I would need a liability waiver that I may not be able to prove all I'm saying or whatever for any other liability. So if any of this law firm want to take my case, so I would need a liability waiver on behalf of the client, based on my testimony and stuff. So please contact me, and then we can discuss more. So this is what's going on. And please watch the second part of my video, which will show how I was being threatened near the Staten Island Ferry.